Hey everyone, welcome to your workout. This is going to be a very gentle and slow yoga flow for anybody who's a beginner and wants to just learn just the basic steps, or if you don't have a lot of flexibility, we're going to use our yoga blocks to bring the ground closer to us. So just grab a pair of blocks and your yoga mat and we'll go ahead and okay, everyone, we're going to try a little bit of a yoga flow that's gentle and ideal for anybody who struggles with a little bit of flexibility. We're going to use our props. Let's come down to one knee, and one knee is propped up. We're going to work on our lunging practice here. So just come into this position. Go ahead and put your hands to your block, and we're just going to rock back and forth to work on the flexibility in our hips. This is just to get us warmed up. And then gradually you can maybe come up a little bit taller and push that hip forward. We just hang out here. Then we're going to reach the left arm up. If the left leg is forward, reach the left arm up and do a cross stretch to stretch out your upper body. And then let's twist to the side. And then we will pulse into it. 3, 4, and 5. Let's work on that half split. So now we're going to do an Ardha Hanumanasana, which is a half split. Take your blocks, put them on the tall part, and the side view of this is your foot and your leg. Your left leg will extend out. You are sitting into your stretch like this. Come up. You can try to lean forward a little bit more, dive your chest to the leg, then you're going to feel that deep in your hamstring. And then let's push forward again into that lunge. So we're just going to go back and forth, a little bit of a slow motion stretch. All right, pull that leg back. Let's try the other leg. So now you take your right leg forward, and we are getting into this lunge position with support. You can twist your body and then reach and stretch to the side. We're deepening that psoas muscle. And then let's get into our Ardha Hanumanasana. So the blocks are on either side of you, and you're just shifting the weight back and forth. And then we will hold the stretch. And then push back. So this is our half split. If this is as far as you can go, that's okay. You're still feeling that right there in your hamstring on the underside of the leg. And see if you can slowly start to take that chest a little bit lower. Good. Now let's bring that leg back. Now we will get into a cat-cow. Again, you can have your blocks if you need them, if you're having trouble reaching the ground. And we are curling our tailbone under and lifting up in the spine, and then rolling forward. This should be a good, gentle, relaxing pose and stretch. And then just rolling and articulating that spine up and down. Good. Then we shake the tailbone out. At any time you can lower your little blocks. Let's try a balanced pose with the arm and leg extension. Let's start with the left leg touching the floor and then gradually try to lift it up. Let's just work on lifting that left leg up and down. 3, 4, and 5. Then let's pick it up and hold it there. Again, you've got the ground a little bit closer to you if you're using your yoga block, or you just put your hand all the way on the floor. Let's try the other side. So again, start with your leg on the floor. We're just focusing on this neutral spine position, and then let's go ahead and lift and lower the leg 5 times. On the 5th one, let's hold that leg up. work on our balance here. Strengthening and lengthening the body. And then we'll go ahead and set it down. All right, let's come up to a standing position. Take your blocks with you. Let's do a standing forward fold. Blocks are here to assist you to reach the ground. You can put them way out front if you want to resemble a downward dog stretch. Try to touch the floor. You feel that in your shoulders. And then if you want to bring them closer, you can even stack them on top of each other. Maybe put your head on top and see if you can hold this stretch, work on your flexibility, or even if you're up here, if this is as far as your body wants to go, you get a nice neutral spine and you're stretching out your hamstrings. Okay, let's check out a half moon pose. So push one block out of the way. This block is going to go a few inches in front of your foot. You're going to pick up that back leg, or the right leg. My left leg is down, my right leg is lifting up. Maybe you're somewhere close to the floor with that leg. Let's see if we can work on kicking it up and down. And let's do one more of those. Then we're going to hold it there. So we have the floor and the block for support. Whoa, maybe I feel a little more stable with my hand to the floor, but if flexibility is the problem, that's why we use the blocks. And then let's set that leg down. Let's try the other side. So again, we're using the block for support. You're going to turn your body, your right leg, your foot is facing the front of the mat. We're going to lift up the back leg, the left leg. Let's kick it a couple of times. Then let's lift it and hold it. I don't know how high you can take it. Try to take it a little bit higher each time. Flex out that foot, and then we're going to set it down. Let's practice Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. So taking the left leg, same concept. We're using two blocks here. We're just kicking it up and down, and then we will hold it up in place. So now we're just thinking about a Warrior 3. This is, you're facing the front of your mat. You're supporting yourself with the ground. Now we're picking up the leg and just holding this pose for a few seconds. Even if your leg is down just a little bit lower due to flexibility or limitations, give it a shot and then set it down. Let's pick up the right leg. Try the same thing. Give it a few kicks. And then we're going to hold it up in that balanced position. Using your blocks for support. This is a supported Warrior 3. And then let's set it down. Walk the legs out. So now let's do an Utkatasana chair pose. Utkatasana is your chair. Let's take the hands. Maybe you can stop right up here, or maybe you can squat a little bit lower, or maybe you can even get your elbows to the outside of your knee. I'm going to assume that we are somewhere in the middle here. So this would be a modification to the Utkatasana, and then each time you're going to try to go a little bit lower with your seat, and the arms can twist. So those are a couple of levels of your Utkatasana chair pose with a twist. Then we're going to try it with the arms out in front, the middle version. So you're starting up here and then you're sinking down with a bend in your legs. Maybe you stop right here. Maybe you can take it a little bit lower. So these are the levels of this Utkatasana. And then let's reach the arms up, sink it a little bit lower, and then let's see if we could twist. even if your twist is up here, or you can bring it a little bit lower to the ground. So this is a flexibility challenge. Keep coming back to this workout and try each of these poses down the road and see how far you've come. And then let's just come back up into our Utkatasana, and then all the way back up to the top. Whew, okay, good. That's a workout. You are building the strength and flexibility in your legs. Let's work on triangle pose, Trikonasana. My feet are middle of the mat, a little bit of separation. The blocks are going to be here for our assistance. So we are simply placing one hand on the block and the other hand on the hip. If you can, walk your feet out just a little bit more and then open up your shoulder and your chest. Try to touch or get close to reaching for that ceiling. This is our triangle pose. Now, eventually you're gonna slide that hand down the leg and then reach the fingertips to the floor, the inside of the foot or behind the foot. So right now we are starting maybe at your shin or at the block and trying this triangle pose. And then we're gonna turn the body and face the leg for a pyramid pose. So take your blocks on either side. And now let's see how far our chest can go. Maybe you're standing in this position, and ideally we want to bring the chest down as close to the knee as we can. So you are somewhere in between this upper level and then down low. So just keep practicing that way. Now let's turn our feet, same positioning. We're just doing the other leg now. Here we are with our Trikonasana triangle pose. So maybe this is your starting position and you're looking up to the sky. Release the hand. See how far you can come with that hand. Maybe you're grabbing or touching the block with your fingertips, opening up the side body, and then eventually we want to take that bottom hand and try to slide it down to the floor. So take the modification that you need and the support that you need, and get a couple of breaths into this stretch. Then let's turn our body, our upper body towards, now we're facing the back of the mat, and let's see if we're somewhere in between this level or down closer to the knee with the nose. So take that stretch, whatever your body feels like doing. And relax into it. Doing a very gentle workout. Let's take these blocks down the center and see how far you can spread out your feet. So now this is a wide leg forward fold. You're either at the top position with your blocks, maybe you're up here suspended, and then you want to eventually try to lower your upper body, lower your chest down. And maybe you can do some little effort here with a push-up, just a bend in the elbows, and you're feeling that stretch in the backs of your legs. And then just hold this stretch. Wide leg forward fold. Okay, and we're gonna take it down to the mat. Let us stretch. Now you need some flexibility in your toes. Your blocks can help you. You can set the block on the tall position and sit on it. Then you're balancing a little bit on your toes, or just take the block out, maybe put it on a lower level, and then let's try to stretch our toes for some flexibility. Or just remove the block and sit down normally on your heels. So take whichever one works best for your body. We are trying to increase our flexibility. And then we're going to go down to a child's pose. Child's pose, again, you can stack up your blocks and put your forehead down, untuck your toes. Maybe this is as high as you're going to go or as low as you're going to go. Gradually you take one block down, lower your face closer to the floor, and then you want to take the last block and put your forehead all the way to the mat or the floor and relax here. And then we're going to come up. Let us sit down now on our bottoms here, and we're going to do a forward fold. We're going to use the blocks for support. So again, you can have your blocks or a pillow or something stacked up underneath you and see how far you can go to your toes. I've got a double stack of blocks, or you can even turn it on the tall side and maybe rest your chin. See if you can reach for your legs or your feet, or put your hands underneath. And now you've got a comfortable forward fold. If you're not used to it, this is probably a challenge. Once you kind of get used to your body folding this way, increasing the blood flow to these areas, let's see if we can take our chin down to the block or our forehead down to a lower level on the block. Couple of breaths, and then eventually you move that block and then see if you can fold all the way down, and then roll the body up. Okay, let's go into a wide leg forward fold on the floor, again with our blocks to help us out. So you can stack them up just like you did when you were a kid, when you had Legos and things like that. So I've got my chin resting, and don't put too much pressure on the blocks. Just have a gentle, relaxing chin pressure on the block. So this might be as far as you're going. Then maybe you're gonna take it down a level, put your hands or fingertips to the floor, or then lower, lower, lower. See how far your chest can go. Maybe the forehead is reaching the block. Try out your breathing here, and then carefully lift your body up, fold the legs in. Let's try a downward facing dog. So downward facing dog, we are supporting ourselves with our upper body, and then the feet are pressed back. So again, you have your blocks here for support. My fingertips are kind of gauging how far I can go on the block or on the mat. I'm dropping my head between my shoulders. So getting this deep stretch in a downward facing dog. Maybe then put your feet closer together. But try to start with the blocks and see how you feel, if you can get into the position, and adjust them however you need. And then you get into some balancing exercises in your downward dog. You're kicking a leg up a few times. 4 and 5. Let's switch and do the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to walk with our legs straight to the front of the mat. So let's come into our forward fold again. Maybe a slight bend in the knees. Roll the body up. Doing some shoulder rolls. And we're going to do one sun salutation. Slow time. Let's take our arms up overhead, bring them down, bring them back up. Now we're going to take a forward fold, supported, come up halfway. We're going to step, step, use the blocks however you need. Step, step into a plank or knees, chest, chin to the floor. Push up into a cobra pose, or upward facing dog where your knees are off the floor, and then push back into the downward facing dog position. You could take 5 breaths here. Relaxing the upper body. And then let's step forward into a warrior 1 with the right foot. Okay, so we stay here in this warrior 1 for just a quick beat. Then the hands come back to the floor, stepping back again with the right foot. You're gonna take your knees down, chest lowers, and then lift up. I'm doing a modified version here. You're lifting up into your cobra with your shoulders back, or your upward facing dog, pushing back into downward facing dog. A couple of breaths here. Then let's step forward into a warrior 1 with the left leg. Quick breath. Press the hands back to the blocks. Then let's bring the knees down, chest, chin into cobra. I'm using the blocks here for assistance, or upward facing dog. Back into downward facing dog. Taking your breaths here, using the blocks for support. And then you're gonna get a slight bend in your knees and walk to the front, or step or hop to the mat, to the front of the mat. Arms up, come down, and then hands into prayer position. And that is gonna be it for our flexibility challenge today in beginner style yoga. So thank you so much for joining me, and have a great day. Bye.